Hi, this is Chris from Crochet Recreations by Chris Loves Crochet, and I am going to make today, hope we are going to make today, a cold shoulder cowl. I think I'm going to call it a cold shoulder cowl. Not because it leaves cold shoulders, because if you have cold shoulders, this cowl will cover your shoulders too. So it's going to be a cowl, and then, so it's a cowl and then it kind of goes out. And you'll see that in the pictures. And so what we need is some super bulky number 6. I have this Buttercream Luxe Craft alpaca from Joann's, and it is 80% acrylic and only 20% alpaca. It's pretty soft. You can definitely feel the alpaca in it, but it's not like it's fully wool. And it's 130 yards. And it calls for a 10mm hook, so that's what we'll use. Machine washable, dry, flat. And so right now this is on sale for 60% off at Joann's right now. So look at the date. It's right now it is. So I don't know if it's just this weekend or if it's going to go on a little bit longer. But all their Buttercream Luxe Craft is on sale. So anyway, I have a couple of these, 130 yards each. Actually, I have 3 just in case, but I love the color. Color is rose. So we'll see. I'll let you know exactly how much yarn it takes. And then we need a crochet hook, and it said 10mm, so we're going to go with a 10mm. We need a pair of scissors, and we need one of these bigger embroidery needles with the bigger eye to be able to deal with this bigger yarn to sew in the tails. And I like bent hooks, so that's what I get. And we always need a stitch marker so that we can hold our place when we go do something. Maybe you need to go refresh your drink. As coffee or wine or a beer or however you do your crochet. You need to hold your spot. So that what we need to do first is to chain 42. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find the end in here. I didn't before, and chain 42, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have chained my 42. Chain my 42 with my 10mm, and now I'm going to go back to the first chain, make sure it's all straight, go back to the first chain and do a slip knot. So we're going to be working in the round. And now what we're going to do is chain 2, and we're gonna put a popcorn stitch in the next stitch. The chain 2 does count as a half double crochet, so that's in this stitch where we connected. So in this next stitch, I'm gonna put my tail under it, and I'm gonna go under 2 strands and just leave 1 strand down there and do a popcorn stitch. Now this popcorn stitch is only 3 stitches together, not 5, just 3. 1, 2, 3 half double crochets. Now with the popcorn stitch, what we do is you pull this a little bit, you drop it, you go back 3, 1, 2, 3, because it's just a 3-stitch popcorn stitch, because it's the super bulky. You grab that loop that you dropped and pull it through that first half double crochet, and you're done. It pulls it together. So it's going to be standing out a little bit. So now what we're going to do is do a half double stitch in the half double crochet in the next stitch, going under 2 strands. Do a half double, and that pulls your popcorn stitch together. And then the next one is a popcorn, a half double crochet, 3 half double crochets put together as a popcorn stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Pull that up, drop it, go back to the first one of those 3 in that stitch, pick this loop back up, tighten it down, and pull it through that first half double. Now I'm going to yank on this tail, make sure it's snug, drop it. I've done enough. So now what you do is to go around the whole rest of it. Don't skip this next stitch. I almost skipped it. Go around and do 1 half double crochet and then a 3 half double crochet popcorn all the way around to the end. So you had a chain of 42, so you should have 21 popcorn and 21 just single half double crochets. All right, so just continue doing this all the way around. Okay, and I will be back with you when I'm done with this round. So I finished the first round and slip stitched to the second chain of that first 2 chain half double to finish it off. So now what we're going to do is chain 2 as a half double crochet and then go back into that spot and do 2 more half double crochets, 2, and make that into a popcorn. So now instead of starting on a half double, we're starting on a popcorn. And so you know what that does? That makes sure that you've got the popcorn stitches offset. A little harder in that chain, but there we go. And then we put 1 half double into the popcorn. And then we do a popcorn into the half double. 3 stitches, 2, 3, drop your stitch, go back 3, pick it up, pull it through, and then do a half double. This one is so much easier this round, so much easier than going through the chain. So we got 3 more here. Hope you guys counted to make sure that you had 21 popcorns on your first round. Half double in the popcorn, then a popcorn in the half double. 1, 2, 3. Another great number 6 yarn for this is number 6, super bulky 6 yarn for this is Lion Brand Hometown USA. I've also used that for these. So I'm going to finish this round and and slip stitch it together, and then I'm going to do another round, but I'm going to start with a half double and then do a popcorn. So we're again going in between and doing. So this one, we started with a half double, and then we did a popcorn, then a half double, and then a popcorn. And then on the second row, we've just started with a popcorn, and then did a half double on top of the first popcorn, did another popcorn, and so these are a little offset, which is good. And so then the third round is also going to be offset. So that means instead of starting with a popcorn, you're going to start here after you slip stitch, you're going to start with a half double and then do a popcorn in the half double. And so we do that. And that'll be the 3 rounds of the popcorn stitches. And then I'll be back. All right, so we've got the 3 rounds done with the popcorn stitches. I can pop them out a little bit more, that are offset. And so this is the top part of the cowl. And now we're going to do just 1 round of half double crochet. that are just in the top of the stitches. So first we start with a chain 2, which is a half double, into that chain 2, which is a half double, and then we just do half doubles around. So we do one in the popcorn stitch, one in the half double, one in the popcorn stitch, pop that out, one in the half double, just like that, just all the way around, and you should end up with 42 stitches. And then we'll get started on the shoulder part that's going to cover up your cold shoulders. Now, I finished the one round of just the half double crochet. I have 42 stitches, and two things different are going to happen in the next round and throughout. We're going to be working in the back bar. So we do a chain 1, and then for that same stitch, there's no back bar for it because it's a chain 3. So we'll go to the next stitch. And what we're going to do is so here we have the top of the stitch, the V at the top of the stitch. And you go down here and there's one more. So we have top of the stitch, and then there's a back bar. Here's the V for the next one. There's the V. Then you look on the back. So that was the V. This is the back bar. So you leave that V right there. And we crochet, double crochet, half double crochet in the back bar. So we need to figure out a way to do this on. So we chained 1, and now we need to do something in the back here for this chain. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. So I'm going to grab something back here. Pull through all 3. And then we're going to go back here, get in the back bar. Grab your yarn, pull it through, pull through all 3. Yarn over. There's the top of the stitch. Here's the back of the stitch. And the more you're working in the back bar, the more it shows itself. So it's a little bit easier. And I believe we're going to start working in a spiral. So we won't have any slip stitches and stuff like that to deal with. But what we do need is a long piece of contrasting yarn. So let me find one of those and I'll show you how I use it. This way we're going to have a stitch marker that shows us where the beginning of the row is, but we're also going to have a running yarn as a stitch marker so we can count how many what row we're on. So we need to put this into this first half double that we did. And then when we come around to this half double and we do another one right on there, we're going to fold that over into our stitch so that we can count our stitches. So the other thing about this, other than crocheting in the back bar, and you see how that leaves that whole stitch right there? It's really going to have a nice effect. The other thing that we're going to do, since this is the cowl, and then we need an extension, we need to increase to go over our shoulders, right? So it needs to increase. But the only increases that are going to happen are on the sides. So we need to count. So on this first one, it is an increase row. We do an increase row and then just a regular row, round. Increase round, regular round. We are going to do 7 total half double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 in the back bar, 5, 6, 7, and this spot right here where we're moving up from is the middle of the back. So we've gotten 7, so we've gotten halfway, and we're going to come back up and do this other half of the back. So now we're going to do 2 half double in the next stitch, and then a half double in the next stitch, and do that 3 times. So we're going to do 3 increases. So we have 2 here in the back bar, 1, 2, and then just 1 in this one here. That's 1 increase. Second increase, 1, 2, and then 1 in the next one. Third increase, 2 in this stitch in the back bar, and then 1 half double in the next one. Okay, so that's starting our shoulder increase so that it starts to go out. And then now we're going to half double in the next 14 stitches because it's the whole front that we don't want to increase. So we're going to do 14 stitches, take us to the other shoulder. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, that's 14 that we did across the front. Excuse me. A little frog jumped in my throat. Okay, so now we have the other shoulder that we need to do the increases on. And we're going to do 3 increases just like we did on the previous shoulder. So we're going to do 2 half double in the back bar of the next stitch, and then 1 in the next. We need to do this 3 times. 2, 1, 2, and 1 in the back bar, and then 1. Then 1 more time. 2 in the back bar, and then 1. Okay, so that's our second shoulder increase. Now we have the rest of our stitches. There should be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, that's not right. Oh, because we come out of that one. Okay, so we do 8 more stitches. And then we move up our stitch marker thingy, yarn. 2, 3, 4. And I'll show you how we go up this and do the stitch marker. All right, so here is where we are, and we're going to, here's our stitch marker. It should be behind that because it went through that way. We're going to stitch right into where the stitch marker started and not do a slip stitch. We're going to do spirals from now on. But actually, we're going to continue the rest of the project until we do the little finishing edge. The rest of the project is going to be in the back bar. So here's the front of the stitch. Here's the back bar. Oops. Here's the front of the stitch. That's the V for the front of the stitch. And then here is the back bar. There we go. Here's the front of the stitch. Here's the back bar. And by working in the back bar, what we're doing, you can see this first one, you can see all of the V's all the way going down. And so this is going to turn up this way too, and we're just working in the back bar. Isn't that a cool effect? So this round is just going to be straight half double crochet in each stitch. So we take this stitch marker, lay it over the working yarn, yarn over, go into the back bar of that first half double and do a half double. Go into the back bar of the next one and do a half double. So now we've got 48 stitches all the way around without any increases on this round. Okay, and then I'll show you what the next round of increases are. All right, so as we keep going, I hope you can read my handwriting. I'll also put this in the description box. But the increases are pretty simple. The first one only has 7 half double crochet that we already did. This increase round of the 5th round, because we did 4 for the cowl. So the 5th round, now we're working on getting to the shoulders. So we do 7 half double crochet, and then we do 3 increases. The increases being 2 half double crochet in 1, and then 1 half double crochet, and you do that 3 times. 2 half double crochet in 1, and then 1 half double crochet, and then 2 half double crochet in 1, and then 1 half double crochet 3 times. Then you do 14 half double crochet, and then you do this increase, the same increase 3 more times, and then 8 half double crochet. And then you just move up your yarn stitch marker, and 6 is not an increase, round 6, so you just do 48 half double crochet. 7, we are starting with something that will continue through, is 8 half double crochet to begin with, and then we do an increase, which is 2 half double crochet in 1, and then we have 2 half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, or not each of, in the next 2 stitches you have a half double crochet, the next stitch a half double crochet. So instead of just 1 in between each increase, we have 2 in between each increase. 3 times. 14 half double crochet, just like round 5. 14 half double crochet, and then we do the increase there, just like round 5. And then we have 8 half double crochet to finish off, just like round 5. Round 8, just all half double crochet all the way around. We're at 54. 9 is an increase. Again, like 7, we have 8 half double crochet, and then we have our increase. And so instead of 2 in between the increase one, we have 3 in between the increase one. So you put 2 in 1, 2 half double crochet in 1, and then do 3 half double crochet. And then do an increase of 2 in 1, then 3 half double crochet, and then an increase of 2 in 1 and 3 half double crochet, because it's 3 times. Then, just like the last increase, we've got 14 half double crochet. Then you do that increase 3 times again, and then we end with the 8 half double crochet. So it's pretty simple. It's just in the increases where it changes. So the straightaway continues to be 14 half double crochet. So that's good. And then that was round 9. And now for rounds 11 and 12, I'm sorry, 10 and 11, we're up to 60. So we're just doing 60 half double crochet in the back loop. Everything here is in the back loop, all the way around, with no increases for 2 rounds. So I hope you're good with that. It's the same increase each time. Every other round on the odd number rounds, on 5, 7, and 9, you have an increase. And we have 1 in between in the first one, 2 in between in the second one, 3 in between in the third round of increases. I hope you get that. So I'm going to do that and then come back and show you the end. So, but I will type this out in the description box below, so that you can see where the increases are. Maybe I'll just type out the whole thing. I don't know. Anyway, that's where we are. And so continue working on that and enjoy it. And I'll come back and I'll show you what to do on the very end once we have our shoulders covered. All right, so I finished all of the rounds, and look at that cool accordion kind of looking thing. That's kind of nice. So we've come around, and because we've been doing a spiral, we need to take this down just a notch. So on our last stitch, instead of a half double, I'm just going to do a single crochet, and that kind of brings it down. And now in order to finish this, I'm going to pull this out. In order to finish it off, I'm going to, starting with this single crochet, just do a chain 3 and then another single crochet in the back loop, and chain 3 and a single crochet in the back loop, chain 3 and a single crochet in the back loop. So that's giving us a little bit of a trim on the whole cowl, and it'll let it hang just a little bit more. And I'm going to steam it just a little bit to get it released a little bit, so that it'll be a little bit just a little bit more relaxed. That's it. And so I'm going to finish this border and stop at the first single crochet and slip stitch there to finish it. And this is only taking, it looks like, one of these. I bought 3. One of these skeins of the Buttercream Luxe Craft, the alpaca, 80% acrylic, 20% alpaca, at 130 yards. So it would take 2 of the Lion Brand Hometown USA, which would not have any alpaca. It's just acrylic. The only thing about that is that it does tend to fray a little bit, or, you know, and this one I'm hoping will not get fuzzy as much, because it's starting off a little bit fuzzy. So hopefully with the alpaca, it's a little bit more sturdy. So I'm going to finish that up, and I'll show you some pictures. And thank you very much for your time. I hope you learned something. I'll put the increase instructions in the description below. And so please subscribe if you haven't, and like if you like. And if you can, please choose happy. Thank you. Bye.